Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Now I have actually I haven't technically taken a break. I have, however, tabbed out of my game. I have not actually checked up any guides. In fact, that only just occurred to me that I could do that. But I'm not actually going to do that. I want you guys to be as pained by this experience as I am. I'm pretty sure most people watching this have already guessed, or, well, not guessed is the wrong word, have probably already figured out how to solve this puzzle. Me? I am not so clever. Okay, so I've deciphered that there are only two logical operations that we need to follow to begin off with. Firstly, rotate to the left, and then use this impossible triangle. The other alternative, well, actually there's a few alternatives, but none of them are productive. The first one is walk over to there and keep rotating to the left and get crushed by Mr. Menace Boulder, or just stay here and do nothing. Then alternatively I could also close the game and never play this again, but that would be no fun, and that would mean I won't win at the game. So, now I am going to use this because I want to win at the game, and let's see, what if I were to walk over to this direction? Okay, so the gravity of the boulder is 180 degrees relative to me. And I am only just noticing that the raindrops actually leave splatter effects when they hit the surface of the floor. Okay, and what about the book? The book is, I think the book is only 90 degrees from me? No, actually the book is using my exact same gravity. So whenever I use one of those impossible triangles, I invert which gravity I am controlling, essentially. When I am Mr. Grey Scientist, I follow the gravity of Mr. Boulder as well. But when I am Mr. White Scientist, I follow the physics of, or the gravity, of the glowing book over here. Or the glowing door, whatever you want to call it. I'm still tempted just to call it a book, even though I think it's probably more apt to call it a wooden slide. Okay, so now here's where we get more options. Either I can walk down here, use this impossible triangle, and either walk to my death, which is unproductive, or walk over to here. Then if I walk over to here, I can then flip this over, like so, and then I can do so again. But that is another surefire way to kill myself. So I am not going to do that. Instead I am going to go back, and I still do remember where I was before. There we go, I was here. And now there are two other options for me to, well, two other viable options for me to take. The first one is to use this. Okay, hold on, that's more complicated. Let's say the first one is to walk over to here. Okay, there are actually way more options than I think there are. Walk over to here, and then walk over to here. Now that doesn't really do much for my situation. In fact, it does pretty much nothing for my situation. Now I think I remember doing something really strange with the book when I left the book half ajar between both segments, where that actually made me walk on a different perspective than normal. Okay, so when it comes to actually using the veil, I can either use the veil here, or I can use the veil over here. So let's see what will happen if I were to take the first option. So if I use this veil here, I am currently controlling the orientation of the book. So if I do this, what does that do? That means the book and Mr. Boulder follow the same physics. Okay, well I still follow bizarre physics. So then let me do that. Okay, now that that's happened, okay, I can't actually walk past this, can I? No. In fact, if I were to do that... Wait a minute. If I were to continually do this, So now either I could rotate everything around like so, and that kinda gets me nowhere really. I would say that doesn't help me whatsoever. So let's rewind back to the point where the stage stops spinning. To about here, yes. Then I can use this impossible triangle, and then I can begin walking along here. Now this will cause the book to not move. Okay, so I need to turn around 180 degrees. Oh, and I forgot Mr. Menace, Boulder, can also fall out of the earth if I do that. So that is not going to happen. What if I walk to the left? If I walk to the left, that happens. But I can't really do much else for that, because if I do that, then everything will just revert back to normal. Okay. So right now, the boulder and myself are following the same physics. So each different set of physics is defined by a different color in this level. Everything that is grey and shaded follows one physics, while everything that is not follows another. For instance, that white door over there doesn't follow any physics. Although this white ball does, so ignore that. Now this weirdly coloured book follows another... oh, I forgot about that. Follows a separate physics. It actually follows the inverse physics of what we are dealing with. Or actually, does it? No, I believe I've made it so that they all follow the same physics. Yes, I've made it so that everything follows the same physics. So what do I need to do? Somehow I need to get that boulder into... well, onto that button. And I also need that to happen when I am following different physics. So if I keep walking along here, then I do that, I'll be... ugh, damn, that's why I don't do that. Okay. I apologize for treating you badly, Mr. Boulder. I know, I'm an abusive person, aren't I? Anyway. Let me rewind. I think I put myself into a fail state, in fact. Wow, so many strange noises. Okay, I believe this was the point where I still believed I could do something. So let's do that. Right now the book is following inverse gravity. No, actually I'm inverse gravity. Everything else is still right gravity. So right now I need that to do that. Whoops, don't walk out of the veil. And I need to turn the book upside down. Will this cause the boulder to follow different... no, it doesn't. Okay, boulder, stay in your quadrant. Like so. Now that I've done that, what can I do? Well, if I keep walking around like so... now I can... ugh, man, that's not going to help. What if I get the boulder into the other quadrant, like so, and then I inverse this gravity, like so. Okay, done. And now what do I do? Now if I walk along here, I will actually be transferred into this quadrant. But that will allow the boulder to be transferred into that quadrant. So then what I can do is I can walk around here, and then just use this impossible triangle again. Then if I walk around like that, that should lift the book. Oh. Huh. So I need to inverse that. No, actually, if I walk to the left now, that'll cause the book and the boulder to fall, but that will allow the boulder to roll over to the other quadrant, like so. Now, why do I call it quadrants? Well, that... you can kind of see, can't you? I mean, when the book is on one side, it splits that side up into two. So therefore, I imagine, like, the square, the big square underneath us divided up into 4 little squares. It kind of makes sense if you don't think about it, right? And after I've done that, I've actually got the button like so. I can actually press the button now. If I were to do this... okay, so Mr. Boulder is behind me, like so. Now what? Now I can use this and actually... wait, am I grey or am I... I am grey, okay. So can I manage to walk around and get to this position if I use this triangle and remain white? I cannot. Unless I do that weird book trick. So let's attempt that weird book trick. Okay, let's wait until Mr. Boulder is on the as of now top right quadrant. And then force it closed like so. Then everything turns back around. And now what? Now, I do this. I am now obeying the laws of the... oh wait, hold on. I need to do the weird book thing. Okay, do the weird book thing. So in order to do this trick, I need to make sure the book is midway between both quadrants. Well, both sides, should I say. There's actually 4 quadrants, and I can't use the term both for when there's 4 or something. There we go, and now I walk out of here, then I use that, then I walk onto here, and then I rotate it. Like so. Oh. Bye, Mr. Boulder. Okay. That didn't work the way I intended it to. But if I... no, that won't work. Okay, maybe... whoa, okay, I am now actually... okay, yes, that makes sense, because I used this impossible triangle. I know I'm not fully articulating my thoughts, but you can kind of forgive me. I'm trying to use my bane? I have a bane, everybody, instead of a brain. I'm trying to use my brain to do 2 things at... well, 3 things at once, actually. Firstly, coordinate my thoughts into the correct combination of keys in order to put my thoughts into motion. Secondly, I need to think of those thoughts. And thirdly, I need to think of commentary. So yeah, this is like a serious brain exercise. Screw that Dr. Kawashima's brain training for the DS or something like that. And guess what I've just done? I have just distracted myself to the point where I forgot my plan. This is why I don't like planning ahead. Okay, so now what is happening? The boulder and myself are on the same gravity. The book is not. The book is on the opposite gravity. So what if I move the book's gravity to be 90 degrees to what it is right now? Like so. Then that way, when I use the... that... okay, that won't work. Okay, then how about... wait. Let's rotate you so that you're back to normal. Okay, and then what I do is I rotate this and try and do the same thing like so. So now this thing should be 90 degrees to me. Okay. Let's rotate. Whoa, okay. That wasn't what I wanted. Actually, what happens if I were to now walk over to the right? That'll cause that to happen. And there's no way I don't think that I can get Mr. Boulder over to the right place before Mr. Book falls down. Is there? Nope. Oh yeah, of course, that's part of basic physics. Both things fall at the same velocity. So if one thing obeys gravity and that's pulling in one direction, and the other thing's obeying another gravity and that's pulling in another perpendicular direction, then of course they're both going to meet each other at the same point. And I think I just kind of screwed myself. I can't get over to the other side again. Okay, so let's rewind. Okay, here I am, back at the Vale. Now what's happening? Now I've got the book being inverted to a different direction than my current facing. If I do that, right, I need to be... Wait, okay, I think I know my next step. Do this, walk around here, and then use the impossible triangle. Okay, now what? So it looks like I am using the rain as reference here. The book is being pulled down, while the boulder is being pushed up. So now the boulder should be being pushed to the left. Okay, like... Wait, have I solved it? Are you telling me I've solved it already? Oh my word, I think I've solved it. And oh my word is such a British thing to say. Guys, I've solved it. I can't remember what I did exactly. I don't know how I got here, but I have done it. I am a genius, and I don't even know what I did. I wonder if that's the mentality of all scientists. And we are awarded with a statement. This world seems to pulse now in his absence, sending chills down my spine. Now there is something else, something sinister. This morning I woke up to find it at the foot of my bed, waiting, staring. What could it be? Guys, just to let you know, if on the other side of this door is something that will end my life, I just want to tell you guys,